Yeah. What up, though? Monday night, Monday evening, ready to get it in. Yep, I'm ready to get it in on another Monday. You know, I do this every Monday, 9 p.m. Central Standing Time. And you know, I got another hot topic for the audience tonight. It's a good one. Going to be respectful. It's interesting, too. I am Rylan Cade. This is GPTV1 Uncut. Tonight on GPTV1 Uncut, we're not revisiting a crime. We're examining what happens after the headlines fade. For years, the woman connected to the R. Kelly sex tape case was known to the public only as Jane Doe. That name offered protection, but it also erased identity. Recently, she made a different choice to reclaim her real name and speak on her own terms. And this is a long story that a lot of us was familiar about. This conversation isn't about spectacle or relitigation. It's about agency, narrative, control, and what it means to take your name back in a culture that rarely gives it back willingly. Let's talk about that. And R. Kelly is doing a long time in prison. Now, I don't think he may not never get out of there. I really don't. And he's already an older gentleman, probably almost 60 years old. Probably. I don't know. I had to check and see on that. But I came across this interview with this woman who was Jane Doe. And way back in the day, when that tape came out, it was floating through the hood. Technically, I've never seen the tape, but other people saw the tape. And of course, it was a case against him about that, and he ended up beating that case. But according to this woman, she lied on the stand. And you know, he's supposed to urinate on this woman. Well, she wasn't a woman at that time. She was only 14. So she was a teenager. And we all know about the Aaliyah stuff. So he had a history with that. And this, who was a young girl at that time, she was the singer Sparkle's niece. And Sparkle kept telling people about R. Kelly. You know, she vowed to take him down. And that's where all this stuff really started with R. Kelly. Sparkle, as far as information coming out and people speaking against him and all that type of stuff. It really started out with her. She vowed she was going to take that guy down. It's a fact. And I just think one of the biggest things with R. Kelly is he just ran out of money. He ran out of money. He couldn't pay people off and all that type of stuff, you know. But then when they came with that Surviving R. Kelly, that really was damaging. And then he did that interview with Gayle King. I'm going to look at that interview. I'm going to find that interview. Robert. Whoever remember that? Who remember that? Robert. I was jacked up. And I don't care what nobody say. I don't care. They can say whatever about R. Kelly. But old girl was wrong for that right there. She was definitely wrong for that. But anyway, this Jane Doe had a real name. Let me look up her real name. But anyway, she lied in the case, trying to get her real name, family. I just had it. Okay, her real name is Jerika Duncan. And she sat down with CBS Mornings, and she's coming out with a book as well, speaking her truth. 41 years old now. So it was a very long time that happened. And she has a kid now. And she felt like because she lied on the stand, a lot of other people got hurt. But her name is Jerika Duncan, the woman formerly known as Jane Doe. The young girl that was in the first videotape that got him on that first trial. This is not about relitigating the R. Kelly case. That chapter is closed. The focus is on what happens after justice, when survivors are left to live with public memory. Jane Doe is a legal shield, but also a label that can erase personhood. Why reclaiming one's name is a radical act in a media culture that profits from anonymity. The difference between protection and silencing. We're going to look at some of that interview, and I'm going to give my commentary on that interview. Jerika Duncan. Oh, there go that R. Kelly with Gayle King, boy. Boy, I think Gayle King pissed a lot of people off with that, you know. As bad as you can talk about R. Kelly, but she definitely did him wrong on that. She ain't doing no justice at all. I don't think nobody's going to ever forget that. Robert. But anyway, I want to look at some of the interview. Let me share my screen, family. Let me share my screen. And this is extensive interview. No, let me close that one. I want to get off of there. There she go right there. Jerika Duncan. That's her name. Not a bad looking woman. Not bad at all. But let me share my screen, family, and let's listen to some of this interview. Let's go.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Feel present.
Mm-hmm. When I think about the amount of time that has passed based on how long you knew R. Kelly, I think so many people have wanted to hear from you for so long.
I can assure you of that.
Not be Jane Doe anymore.
It feels very rewarding. It feels very liberating, which was a part of the reason why I wanted to write this book, because I really wanted to live in my true skin, in my true self.
And your true self today is what?
My true self today is Reshona Landfair. Not Jane Doe, not Sean. It's who I am as a person, who I am as a mother.
Hold on. Let's say that name again. So her name is not Jerika Duncan. So that's why you had to check for credible information. Hold on, I'm on the wrong page here. Yeah, I'm definitely on the wrong page. I'm going to go back a little bit. So her name is not Jerika Duncan.
My true self today is Reshona Landfair. Not Jane Doe,
Reshona.
not Sean. It's who I am as a person, who I am as a
Landfair.
mother, a friend,
that's a real
daughter,
name,
a colleague, etc.
You dedicate this book to your dad, your son, and you say your inner self.
Mm-hmm.
Who else would you say this book is for?
This book is for every person who has gone through some sort of trauma or some sort of uncomfortable moment in their life, where they blamed themselves, were ashamed or embarrassed to live in their true skin and just really took the faults of other people and, kind of hid behind that. So it was just really freeing for me, and I wanted to share my experience with people who have been in similar situations.
You obviously talk in this book about how it started. You don't start at the moment people start talking about you or knowing anything about who you are and who you're associated with.
Yeah, I've been talking about you for a mighty long time.
But you describe at length how it started. You mentioned your aunt, the artist Sparkle, who used to work with R. Kelly. I want to read some of it from.
Yep. That's where it all started from Sparkle. So obviously, people always ask, especially in this R. Kelly situation, it's like, where the parents at? People always ask that question when it comes to R. Kelly. Where were the parents at? So, but let's see what this is. Let's play some more.
I think it was page 18. You say in the book, the next time we're at the studio, this is what you say, Sparkle said. You say your aunt told you the next time we're at the studio, you should ask Robert to be your godfather. Aunt Sparkle explained that I should sit on his lap and rub his head while I asked him to be my father. This instruction seemed sort of weird since I had...
Bombshell. Whoa, I never heard that before. So, are you insinuating that your auntie sent you out? Your auntie sent you out? Whoa, let's hear some more of this. Let's go.
I sat on his lap before, but I didn't question it. When you think back, is that where it all begins? Is that the start?
That is the start. That is the start of him entering into life in a different way than just being an artist or hanging out at the studio. It became more personable at that moment.
Because you yourself were an artist. You were a part of a rap group. You had toured Europe. You'd been to Europe. Mm-hmm. And it was your aunt, you said, that introduced the family to R. Kelly because he's this successful artist from Chicago. At this time, he's really starting to blow up. He left the group that he was in. Mm-hmm. And it was...
But why would you tell this girl at 14 or whatever... Well, she says she was a rap artist. She was touring Europe, so you was doing a lot of stuff at such a young age. But why rub his head?
Interesting, exhilarating, fun to be around him. It's kind of how you describe it in the beginning. I mean, this is a big superstar, and you have access to him like, hey, I want to hang out in the studio. Mm-hmm. And at the time, in the beginning, he's treating you like a normal, excited kid that wants to learn more about the business.
Correct.
So when do things turn? And I know you go into great detail, the early stages and why this is so complicated, your mindset at that time.
Well, during the time that I met him, I'm also a teenage girl who's going through puberty. And so some of the things that I was thinking or feeling were just normal expressions to, my maturity level at the time. And so it starts very innocent. It starts, being mesmerized and, like you said, like admiring this person. And then, it kind of gets a little deeper or more complicated when that person is able to, see what you can't see, the way you're developing, your conversation, your personality traits. So it kind of became more complicated when he started analyzing me and, the things that I was going through and who I was becoming as a person. And again, I was excited and mesmerized to, be under his wing and to be a part of his habitat. So that's how things kind of unfolded.
So we know that things progressed beyond looking out for you as almost like
well beyond,
and it turned into something more than that. I want to go and stay with your aunt Sparkle, who I've interviewed before, and she was...
That's what I want to know about this Sparkle girl, because she's been controversial. R. Kelly did produce her and put her out there like that. I felt like she sort of tried to piggyback off our Mary J. Blige, who was hot at that time. Even R. Kelly himself, he sort of piggybacked off of Aaron Hall. He sort of ran with Aaron Hall's sort of image, even though Aaron Hall was a part of the group Guy, and he had some solo stuff, but Teddy Riley was the primary producer and stuff of all that. But R. Kelly sort of ran with Aaron Hall's thing, and they tried to piggyback off Mary J. Blige. So her project, I ain't saying she's a bad singer or nothing like that, but her project just didn't blow up like that. But anyway, let's go.
Who's the first person to really sort of say, you need to go check over there. Something's not right.
Right.
I think there's something going on that should not be going on.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, you describe social services coming to your home to do a welfare check.
Mm-hmm.
And your parents are shocked. They think perhaps maybe she's just jealous because she's no longer associated with R. Kelly. And then obviously 2001, 2002.
So you still was going over there
the
after R. Kelly and this girl separating business-wise.
But why don't you think anyone believed your Aunt Sparkle when she first raised a red flag about a possible inappropriate relationship?
I don't think they believed her because there were no obvious signs of what was actually taking place. It was more coming from her end, maybe looking like a motive from, like you said, not being around him. And those kind of questions or concerns didn't happen until she was no longer a part of, his camp or the things that were taking place. Her as an artist, that's when those questions started to raise.
Chapter 7, you call it
before
stress
that, she didn't give a
fractures.
damn, huh?
And you say it was a couple of weeks before your 17th birthday. You say, Robert told me the copies of one of the sex tapes of 14-year-old me were beginning to be sold on the streets of Chicago and across the country. Your reaction to that when you think about hearing those words from R. Kelly, that this tape is out there, and you were 14 years old?
I was empty. I was very hollow inside. I was very confused. Didn't know what to expect. And I was embarrassed.
What you think? I bet you was. We was embarrassed for you.
Part of
that was messed
in terms
up.
Of just sort of what you were feeling at that time. Because at some point, the remedy for this, according to...
You gotta remember, this woman is a
you refer to him
victim.
as Robert in the book, is that he wants to tell your parents.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, Robert told me how he would tell my parents the truth about us. My mom and I were in one room, Dad and Robert were in another. You go on to say some other things, but eventually you get to this part. After a while, Dad came storming out of the room, crying hysterically and cursing, saying to R. Kelly, you're sick. I can't rock with you. I can't help you. You need to get help. He yelled at Robert, who followed us into the elevator and was on his knees crying. Man, I'm sorry. I just love her.
What the hell?
So the turning point...
That sounds sick. At least in my opinion. That's just my opinion. That sounds really, really, really sick. But hey, I wasn't the judge in this situation. I mean, this guy on here talking about he really, really loves this girl. Let's play some more. Let's go.
From innocent goddaughter running around just trying to learn the music industry to something more like you're trying to make sense of why he's calling you and saying, what are you wearing? This type of thing. To now you're confronted with something that's out there and he's saying the solution is just tell them. I know it looks crazy, but I believe you're my angel, as you refer to in the book. And your dad initially is upset. He's crying. He's confused. He doesn't know what's going on. Why wasn't that the moment when you look back where you were not allowed to see R. Kelly anymore, be around him, take us to why it was so complicated for you and your family, and what you said to your parents.
It was very complicated. My
I
dad
bet it
wanted
was.
to make the right decision, and he was not okay with anything that took place. I was more under Robert's brainwash. I was more under his spell, and he utilized me against my parents, making threats of suicide and
Manipulating.
doing different things out of desperation
Manipulation.
to convince them to not turn on him. And because I had been
Manipulation.
groomed for so long to carry out this mission and also not want that girl videotaping myself, I thought in my little mind that maybe that was the best approach. We felt more protected and had more resources and help through him than taking matters into our own hands with this celebrity and the industry and not wanting to be the people to end R. Kelly and deal with hatred and many things. So, I mean, I'm not here to sugarcoat any shortcomings of my parents or myself, but at the time, that's what made us feel the safest.
You felt as though R. Kelly was holding all of the cards, had all of the power.
He did.
The resources and everything.
How did you make peace with your parents later? Because that's also something, I mean, even at the beginning of this interview, speaking of dedicating the book to him, and my
I want to know more about
condolences,
Sparkle.
because I know he passed away in 2021. But how were you able at this age to make peace with everything that's happened and your parents' involvement?
When you become a parent, you have a different way of thinking. But I also look at the other women and the other survivors and the other, people who, he dealt with, who lost total communication with their parents and their families and literally
Yeah.
lived everything that he made them think or everything that they made him feel.
Yeah.
Same
So,
thing he sent you
in a
through.
sense of why it might be presented to look a certain way, my parents actually saved me. They're the reason why I'm sitting here today. Because if it had not been for them, if I lost complete communication with them and I was literally living his dreams, his brain, his way of thinking, I don't know where I would be. Mentally,
Lost.
physically, or emotionally.
When the trial started and the questions from federal investigators are coming, when you look back again, so much of this is people being able to try and understand it through your lens. You're
Right.
living it. You're the only one with this story. Why not tell the truth in 2002 or 2008 when there was finally a trial after 6 years?
That's one of my biggest regrets, not telling the truth. But again, when
You
I
heard
have
it first
been
from her.
trained and groomed since I was age 13,
13.
I started believing the lies that I was telling. It was very
13.
foggy and unclear on what I really felt versus what was right or what was wrong. And even in moments where I despised Robert, I still lied for him.
When I look back at that trial, even this idea that people who were not part of the jury were able to see some of that video, and the jokes that came from the video, because we're talking about seeing a person at the time, not knowing who it is for sure, being
This is
urinated on
GPTV1.
and talked about. Do you look at even the justice system as not protecting you to some extent? I mean, thinking about that video being played before a gallery of everyday citizens.
I definitely think things could have been handled differently. I'm happy I wasn't there to witness everyone watching that. To the world imagery, I was not made to be a victim. I was a mockery. And that was very difficult to digest. It was very disheartening to know that my body was just being displayed and tossed around. And, when I look back on it, I wish things could have been done differently, but those are all of the things that I had to internalize.
How were you able to sit through the trial in the parking lot? Because I think to know that you were so
Parking
close
lot. Man.
to the trial that could have put R. Kelly away back then, and listen to his instruction. Don't watch television. Don't read the paper. I mean, this wasn't the same, you know, social media wasn't a thing in 2008 the way that it is now. Take us back to, and I know you're going to get a lot of these types of questions because.
Okay, let's stop it right there, folks. Let's stop it right there. Okay, so we got how it all started. And for those that's joining me, this is Jane Doe from the first R. Kelly trial. She coming out with a book, and she did this interview right here. And it's dropped some bombshells, and, you know, according to her, the auntie told her to go sit on his lap and rub his head. That would be the last thing I would tell a young girl to do. The last thing. So I'm going to give you a crash out for that one. And you get a losing horn for that one. Yeah, you get a losing horn for that one. How media historically frame victims as footnotes to powerful men. Why the offender's name becomes permanent, but the survivor's identity becomes optional. The power imbalance between known figures and unnamed people. What changes when a survivor decides to speak as themselves, not as a case file. The emotional and social cost of reclaiming identity in public. It's been tough for this woman right here. I'm gonna have to get her real name again. I think it was Landfair or something like that. It was a big brawl in the Detroit Pistons basketball game. A couple people got tossed out of that game. I'm ready to drop experiment video, Love for the Money. It's coming out soon. That's the track playing in the background. The Shadow Empire documentary will be coming out soon. They're getting great reviews for that. And I'm going to start dropping some clips. If you want to follow the Shadow Empire movement, I have an X page. You can follow on X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Of course, subscribe to this channel. Subscribe. Help me reach 9,000 subscribers. And we're on our way to 1 million views on the GPTV1 channel. I did find that, hold on, I was supposed to be looking up this girl's name. Hold on, family. Let me look up this girl's real name. Hold tight, family. Yes, sir. Okay, her name is Reshona Landfair, once known publicly as Jane Doe. So Reshona Landfair is her name. I'm gonna get that correct. Why reclaiming a name is about dignity, not attention. It's a good question. I mean, I would think anybody want to reclaim themselves. I mean, it's my first time ever seeing this woman. Like I said, I never did see the tape, but other people saw it. It was definitely circulating around. A lot of people saw that tape. And what they were doing was what he was doing. And I just think R. Kelly, he just has some mental health issues going on there. He didn't think like a real adult. He thought like a kid. And people like that you can take advantage of. Shouts out to everybody on Twitch. I am live on Twitch. Y'all gotta check me out on Tuesday on Twitch. Thursday on Twitch. So shouts out. I got a couple of followers over there. Like I said, I rebranded everything and it's been working, man. The plan I've been having for these social media pages, it's been working out really well. It's been growing, for sure. It's been opening doors too. Just found out I can go live on TikTok today. But anyway, shouts out to the folks over there on Twitch, the couple of people that be checking me out over there. Shouts out. Shouts out to my members, my members, my actual GPTV1 members. You want to become a member, you can join the membership. I did find that little video with R. Kelly and Gayle King. I want to play some of that. Cause she I don't think we can ever forget that. Let me play some of that. We all watched that. Let's go.
I'm very tired of all of the lies. I've been hearing things and, seeing things on the blogs and, I'm just tired.
What are the lies that you're hearing that disturb you most?
Oh my God. All of them. Got little girls trapped in the basement, helicopters over my house, trying to rescue someone that doesn't need rescuing because they're not in my house, handcuffing people, starving people. I have a harem, a cult. I don't even really know what a cult is, but I know I don't have one,
Have you done anything that you regret? Have
like
you done
a lie.
anything wrong?
Lots of things wrong when it comes to women that I apologize, but I apologize in those relationships. At the time I was in the relationships.
Have you broken any laws when it comes to women?
Absolutely not.
The 6-part series interviewed 50 people, family members, your former tour manager, numerous women who all claim that you abused them. Are you saying everybody in that documentary was not telling the truth about you? Everybody?
If you really look at that documentary, which I'm sure you have,
I have.
Everybody said something bad about me. Nobody said nothing good. They was describing Lucifer. I'm not Lucifer. I'm a man. I make mistakes, but I'm not a devil. And by no means am I a monster.
I'm going to name the names. Andrea Kelly, your ex-wife, Kitty Jones, Lisa Van Allen, Lizette Martinez, Geronda Pace, Faith Rogers, Asante McGee. You're saying everything they said in that documentary about you is not true.
They are lying on me.
Why would these women say the same thing about you? That you're controlling, that you were abusive, that you tell women when to eat, when to go to the bathroom, when they can sleep, where they can dress. Why would all these women tell these different stories about you if they were not true? And they don't know each other. That defies logic to me.
Right.
Now you're the investigator.
The explanation.
Gayle King got a real attitude with this guy. She's been an investigative reporter right now. That don't sound like logical to her. She got it in for you, buddy.
Start on a guy like me or a celebrity just like that. All you have to do is push a button on your phone and say, so-and-so did this to me. R. Kelly did this to me. If you get any traction from
you
that,
get back with her.
If you're able to write a book from that, if you're able to get...
She just heated you up just that quick. You was just calm as all outdoors. And when she started getting at you, you trying to get back at her. Let's go.
A reality show.
You
Then any girl that I had a relationship past that it just...
Gayle looking at him like, yeah, right.
It didn't work out. She can come and say the same exact thing.
Are you blaming this on social media?
I'm talking about the power of social media.
In 2008, R. Kelly was found not guilty on 14 counts of child pornography after prosecutors in Chicago failed to convince a jury that he was a man seen in a sex tape with a girl as young as 13.
13.
What do you want to say to your fans?
Last month, Kelly was indicted again, this time charged with aggravated criminal sexual abuse of 4 women, including 3 who the charges say were minors at the time. Have you ever had sex with anyone under the age of 17?
No.
Never.
No.
She
I have
said
to
never.
tell you, it's so hard to believe that based on all that we've read
I'm gonna tell
and
you
what the
something,
women
Gail.
have
There's
said
one
about you.
I'm gonna
What
tell
the
you
women have
something.
said about you.
What women said about me. What women. So nobody's allowed to be mad at me and be scorned and lie on me.
So they're lying on you. That's your explanation. They're lying on you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. You don't look believable, dog.
Absolutely.
You don't even look believable.
Absolutely.
You don't
You feel
look
that people
believable.
malign
I
character.
have been assassinated. I have been buried alive.
You buried yourself alive.
Alive.
So I think the point you're making is, and correct me if
I
I'm
wanna
wrong,
see the
that you
Robert
have never
part.
held anybody against their will.
I don't need to. Why would I?
Well, I'm
How stupid would
never
it be
held
for R.
anybody-
Kelly, with all I've been through in my way past, to hold somebody, let alone 4, 5, 6, 50 use. Why? How stupid would I be to do that?
I didn't say
You-
you
That's
hold it.
stupid, guys.
I didn't-
Is this camera on me?
Yes.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
No, you ain't using your common
Forget
sense.
the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to. Love me if you want. But just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing.
Yeah,
I
no
didn't
playing.
do this stuff.
Robert.
This is not me, y'all.
Robert.
I'm fighting for my life.
Robert.
Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me.
Let me show you how you
Man,
can
they had to
turn
break
one
with a
prompt
commercial on that.
into stunning
Oh,
presentation in
man, let
just
me get past
seconds
this.
using
They got to get their money. They got to get their money.
You killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it.
Robert.
Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly paused the interview to give Kelly a moment. His publicist helped calm him down.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're going to
This
let
is
the
not
camera keep
true.
rolling.
This is not, doesn't even make
With all that
sense.
makeup.
Why would I hold
Making them look
all
pretty.
these women? Their mothers and fathers told me, we're going to destroy your career.
But Kelly's emotions remained raw.
It's real girls out there missing. It's real young girls out there being abducted, being raped, okay? They really are on chains. They really do have chains on their wrists, and they can't get out.
Robert,
and they're ending up buried in deep.
Robert, we have to have a conversation.
This is not
Really.
me.
I don't want you just ranting at the camera. Well,
I
to hear
think
you.
I came here for them to hear me
Okay,
talk.
but
I need help.
What kind of help?
This is the kind of help I need.
Yes, what kind of help?
I need somebody to help me not have a big heart, because my heart is so big. People betray me, and I keep forgiving them.
You sound like you're playing the victim here.
Yes,
you sound
sir.
Like
Yes,
R.
sir.
Kelly, you do. When I listen to you,
Gail ain't buying that stuff. Let's stop that right there. Gail is not buying that right there. Oh, man. But this girl Reshona right here. So I just wanted to analyze all this stuff she was saying. And it's been a really long time. She coming out with a book. Y'all like to read books and all that type of stuff. You know, grab her a book. Grab her a book. R. Kelly, I don't know what's up with that. I really, really don't. He just started clicking out. This conversation wasn't about revisiting a crime. It was about recognizing what comes after it. Reclaiming a name isn't about the past. It's about ownership of the present. If this discussion added context, not noise, stay with us. Follow GPTV1. Join the conversation respectfully and engage with intention, not impulse. This was GPTV1 Uncut. We'll continue opening the conversations others move past.
Came up out the concrete, dust on my sneakers. Dark nights, cold streets, talking to the dreamers. Whispers in the alley say the world don't need us. But I saw a throne in the smoke like Jesus. Heart of a soldier, hands of a builder. Mind like a king, but the pain got realer. Cameras show the wars that the world won't witness. Shatter empire, I was born in the trenches. Love for the money, but the money don't love you. Crawled out the fire, but the flames still touch you. From the mud, from the bottom, yeah, I came from the struggle. Now I'm standing on the mountain, watching how the world hustle. Love for the money, but the money don't love you. Love for the money, but the money don't love you. Bloodlines built empires, legends and ghosts. Families torn apart for who wanted it most. We was chasing silver, chasing gold, chasing hope. Trying to pay for a future on a promise note. Seen kings fall quick when the hunger got louder. Seen angels turn stone when the city got prouder. Shadow empire, I survived that thunder. Bag in my hand, but I'm thinking about wonder. Love for the money, but the money don't love you. Crawled out the fire, but the flames still touch you. From the mud, from the bottom, yeah, I came from the struggle. Now I'm standing on the mountain, watching how the world hustle. Love for the money, but the money don't love you. For the money, but the money don't love you. Love for the money, but the money don't love you. For the money, but the money don't love you. We ain't never had nothing, so we learn how to take. Turn hunger to diamonds, turn pressure to fate. If the gold ever fades, remember the pain, remember the rain, remember the name.
You know what? Before I get out of here, I'm going to leave y'all with the experiment video of Love for the Money. Let me share my screen. This is a debut for sure. Let's play the video, the actual video. Let's go. Hold on, I'm going to stop it.
Came up.
Hold on, I'm going to stop that. Let me switch the actual screen so I can play the full thing. All right, now let me share my screen. Yeah, let me share my screen now. Oh, I need to stop sharing that. Let me share it again. Okay. All right. Let's try that one more time. There we go. All right, let's push play.
Concrete dust on Came up out the concrete, dust on my sneakers. Dark nights, cold streets, talking to the dreamers. Whispers in the alley say the world don't need us. But I saw a throne in the smoke like Jesus. Heart of a soldier, hands of a builder. Mind like a king, but the pain got realer. Cameras show the wars that the world won't witness. Shatter empire, I was born in the trenches. Love for the money, but the money don't love you. Crawled out the fire, but the flames still touch you. From the mud, from the bottom, yeah, I came from the struggle. Now I'm standing on the mountain.
Yep, I just want to hit y'all with a little clip. But catch you next time, family.